It's easy to assume we know all there is to know about the world around us. But if you've ever stopped to think about the deep ocean, how well do you truly know it? The vast majority of our oceans remain unexplored, and the mysteries lurking beneath the waves are more terrifying and fascinating than we can even imagine. Today, we'll dive into the unknown depths of the ocean and uncover some of the most shocking discoveries scientists have ever made. You won't believe what's been found in the deepest, darkest parts of our planet's oceans. These ecosystems are unlike anything we've encountered on land, and the life forms that thrive in these harsh environments seem almost alien. Let's start by heading down to the Mariana Trench, the deepest point on Earth. At over 36,000 feet deep, it's a place so remote that only a handful of humans have ever touched the seafloor here. For years, this part of the ocean was thought to be void of life, too extreme for any organism to survive. But what scientists discovered is nothing short of shocking. In 2017, researchers sent a deep-sea submersible to the bottom of the trench. What they found changed everything we thought we knew about life in the deep ocean. A creature known as the barrel-eye fish was spotted swimming in complete darkness. But this fish isn't just any fish. It has a translucent head and eyes that face upward. It's a creature so perfectly adapted to its environment that it thrives in the crushing pressures and the coldest of waters. What makes this discovery even more mind-blowing is the fact that we've only just begun to scratch the surface of the life that exists down there. The more we learn, the more we realize how little we truly know about the deep sea. Music fades in. Let me know if this is in line with what you're looking for, and I'll continue with the next parts. You said, make it 5,000 characters. ChatGPT said, certainly. Here's the first part of the script extended to about 5,000 characters. Part 1. It's easy to assume we know all there is to know about the world around us. We've mapped the continents, explored the mountains, and charted the stars. But when you look at the ocean, especially the deep ocean, you realize how little we really know. What lies beneath the waves, deep down in the dark, is one of the most mysterious, unexplored parts of our planet. It's a place that remains largely a black box, hidden away from human eyes, teeming with secrets we are only beginning to uncover. The vast majority of the world's oceans remain unexplored, an estimated 95% of them. This unexplored region of our planet holds the potential to completely transform our understanding of life itself. The deep sea is a world that has existed for billions of years, yet we've only just started to venture into it. Every time we dive deeper, we find new creatures, new ecosystems, and new phenomena that defy what we thought was possible. It's as if the ocean holds the key to unlocking the deepest mysteries of life on Earth. One of the most mind-blowing aspects of the deep ocean is how alien it appears. The pressure is unimaginable, the darkness is suffocating, and the cold is bone-chilling. And yet, life thrives down there. Organisms have evolved to survive in these extreme conditions in ways that challenge our understanding of biology. These creatures are like nothing we've seen on land, and they reveal how much we still have to learn about what life is capable of. Let's start our journey in the Mariana Trench, the deepest point on Earth. It plunges more than 36,000 feet into the abyss, deeper than Mount Everest is tall. To put this into perspective, if you dropped Mount Everest into the trench, the peak would still be over a mile below the surface of the ocean. This part of the world was once thought to be a barren, lifeless zone, too deep and too hostile for anything to survive. For years, scientists believed that no life could thrive in these extreme conditions. The crushing pressure, the complete lack of sunlight, and the freezing cold. What could possibly live there? In 2017, a group of researchers sent a deep-sea submersible to the very bottom of the Mariana Trench to find out. What they discovered shattered everything we thought we knew about the deep sea. At over 36,000 feet below the surface, they encountered life forms that no one had ever seen before. Among the incredible discoveries was a fish known as the barrel-eye fish. This creature has a completely transparent head and eyes that face upward, allowing it to detect prey in the inky blackness of the trench. But it's not just the fish's appearance that's so remarkable, it's the fact that it can survive in an environment with unimaginable pressure and near freezing temperatures. This discovery proved something incredible. Life, even in the most extreme conditions, can adapt in ways we never thought possible. But this is just the beginning. The deep ocean is still a vast, uncharted world, and what we have learned so far is just the tip of the iceberg. The deeper we venture, the more mysteries we uncover, some so strange and alien they seem to defy the laws of nature. Yet this is the reality of the deep sea, a place where life thrives under extreme conditions, and the unknown is always lurking just beyond the horizon. One of the most astonishing phenomena found in the deep ocean is the existence of giant, mysterious creatures that seem almost too bizarre to be real. Take the colossal squid, for instance. This creature, which can grow up to 40 feet long, is one of the largest and most elusive animals on Earth. With eyes the size of basketballs and tentacles that stretch like long, writhing ribbons, the colossal squid is an apex predator in the deepest parts of the ocean. Yet, despite its massive size, it remains a creature of myth and mystery. We know so little about it, and sightings are rare, partly because these giants live so far beneath the surface, and partly because their behavior is so elusive. In fact, many of the ocean's largest creatures remain largely unknown. For decades, the idea of a sea monster roaming the deep ocean seemed like something out of a legend. But today, we know that creatures like the giant squid and colossal squid exist, and they aren't the only ones. In the dark abyss, there are creatures that have evolved to grow to enormous sizes, using the vast, unfathomable depth as both shield and hunting ground. These creatures possess characteristics unlike anything we're accustomed to, pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible for life to survive. At incredible depths, bioluminescence becomes a critical tool for survival. This ability to produce light in the inky blackness of the ocean has evolved in many species, from tiny plankton to massive predators like the anglerfish. The anglerfish uses a glowing lure on top of its head to attract prey, essentially becoming a beacon in the darkness. But this is just one of many ways deep-sea creatures use light. Some use bioluminescence to communicate, others to confuse predators, and still others to camouflage themselves in the eerie glow of the deep. Even more mind-boggling is the existence of deep-sea creatures that seem to defy the very essence of what we understand about the survival of life. Scientists have discovered life forms living around hydrothermal vents and black smokers that don't rely on sunlight at all. These ecosystems are powered by chemicals, not light. Microbes living in the harsh, toxic environment convert sulfur and methane into energy through chemosynthesis, creating a food chain that supports an entire ecosystem. It's a stark contrast to the ecosystems we're familiar with on land, where photosynthesis is the basis of all life. This discovery forces us to reconsider what life needs to survive. If life can thrive on the energy from chemicals in the deep ocean, could it exist on other planets in similar conditions? Could life as we know it be a mere fraction of what's possible across the universe? as we explore deeper, we begin to realize that the ocean is not just a reservoir of life, it's also a vital force in the stability of our planet. The deep sea plays an essential role in regulating the Earth's climate and carbon cycles. The ocean is a giant heat sink, absorbing massive amounts of heat and redistributing it around the planet. This process helps to moderate our climate, making Earth habitable for life. Yet, this system is at risk. Climate change, pollution, and overfishing are threatening the delicate balance of the deep sea, and we may be on the verge of altering a system that has been in place for billions of years. The ocean's ecosystems are far more interconnected than we once thought. Life in the deep sea is linked to life on the surface in ways that are just beginning to be understood. The deep sea is part of a vast global network, and disruptions in one part of this network can have ripple effects that impact the entire planet. The importance of preserving these ecosystems cannot be overstated. If we continue to degrade the ocean's health, we may be compromising the very systems that keep our planet in balance. But the deep sea holds more than just ecological importance. It also contains an untold wealth of resources that could one day be vital for the survival of humanity. Precious metals, minerals, and rare earth elements are scattered across the deep sea floor. These materials are used in everything from electronics to renewable energy technologies. And as the demand for these resources grows, the deep ocean could become an increasingly important source. However, the extraction of these resources must be handled with great care, as it has the potential to cause irreversible damage to delicate ecosystems. The discoveries made in the deep ocean challenge everything we thought we knew about life, the Earth and our place, the Earth and even the very nature of existence. In the deep sea, life flourishes under extreme conditions that would seem impossible on the surface. The ocean's depths challenge our preconceived notions of what is habitable and what life requires to survive. But it also raises a bigger question. If life can thrive in these hostile, lightless environments, what else might be out there in the universe, hiding on distant planets and moons, waiting to be discovered? Take the extremophiles, organisms that live in environments previously thought to be uninhabitable. These creatures thrive near the boiling waters of hydrothermal vents, where temperatures reach well above 700 degrees Fahrenheit. Others live in acidic, toxic environments or in total darkness. These life forms demonstrate an incredible resilience, and they hint at the possibility that life could exist in places we once thought were too extreme for any form of existence. One of the most remarkable examples of extremophiles is the tube worm. These creatures are found at hydrothermal vents deep beneath the ocean's surface. They have no mouth or digestive deepest, most remote parts of the ocean, the Hadal Zone. In this zone, where the pressure is over 1,000 times that of the surface, life continues to thrive in surprising ways. The creatures here have adapted to withstand the crushing pressure, cold, and total darkness. From translucent shrimp that glow in the dark to gelatinous animals that appear to be little more than blobs of goo, these creatures have evolved to survive in an environment that would kill most life forms instantly. The deep ocean, with its vast array of extreme conditions, has taught us that life is far more adaptable and resilient than we ever imagined. It raises the possibility that life might exist in other similarly hostile environments on other planets. Could there be life on Mars, where the surface is cold and barren? Could Jupiter's moon Europa, with its subsurface ocean, harbor life beneath its icy shell? The deep ocean has made it clear that life doesn't need the same conditions we take for granted here on Earth. But the implications of these discoveries stretch beyond space exploration. They offer new insights into how we might solve some of our most pressing problems. The organisms that survive in extreme conditions could hold the key to breakthroughs in medicine, biotechnology, and environmental sustainability. For example, enzymes from extremophiles are being used in industrial processes that would be impossible with conventional enzymes, such as breaking down oil spills or processing waste at extremely high temperatures. The resilience of deep-sea life may also offer us valuable lessons in adapting to the challenges of climate change and other environmental stresses. But as we stand on the edge of these incredible discoveries, there's a darker side to our exploration of the deep. The more we delve into the ocean's depths, the more we realize how fragile these ecosystems are. Human activity is leaving a trail of destruction across the ocean floor. Pollution, overfishing, and deep sea mining are all taking their toll on these delicate environments. If we are to unlock the potential of the deep sea, we must also take responsibility for protecting it. Deep sea mining, for example, has the potential to ravage ecosystems that have existed for millions of years. As we begin to extract resources from the ocean floor, we risk wiping out species before we even have a chance to study them. The impacts of these activities are still not fully understood, and once these ecosystems are destroyed, they may never recover. We must tread carefully and ensure that our exploration and exploitation of the deep sea does not come at the expense of its biodiversity. In addition to the environmental threats, the deep sea is also a source of conflict over resources. As nations vie for access to the valuable minerals, metals, and energy sources that lie beneath the ocean floor, tensions are rising over who owns and controls these resources. The deep ocean is a global commons, but who has the right to exploit it? The ethical and legal questions surrounding deep sea exploration are complex, and the decisions we make today will have lasting consequences for future generations. But despite these challenges, there is hope. The deep sea is still largely unexplored, and as we continue to push the boundaries of our knowledge, we have the opportunity to make choices that define not only the future of ocean exploration, but the future of life on this planet. What we uncover down there, whether it's a new species, a strange chemical process, or even signs of something ancient and mysterious stirring in the dark, could reshape how we view our place in the universe. The deep sea is not just a scientific frontier, it's a mirror, reflecting our insatiable hunger for discovery, our fragile relationship with the planet, and our ability to either preserve or destroy the unknown. Every submersible dive, every sonar scan, every sediment core pulled from the abyss brings us closer to a truth long buried under silence and pressure, that Earth's last great wilderness lies not in the stars above, but in the oceans below. In these black, crushing depths, we've encountered organisms that challenge the very definition of life. We've seen evidence of geologic forces cracking open the seafloor, releasing ancient heat and energy from beneath the crust. We've witnessed ecosystems thriving without sunlight, fed by the chemical breath of the planet itself. These discoveries don't just fascinate, they warn us. Warn us that we know less than we think. Warn us that our actions, no matter how distant they seem, can ripple downward into even the most isolated realms. And yet, we press on. Why? Because something is down there. something massive, something old, something that moves. The instruments don't lie. Sonar sweeps have picked up irregular patterns, migrating shadows, vast and slow. Some of them vanish when we look too closely. Some reappear, deeper than before. In one recorded case, a US Navy sub detected seismic vibrations mimicking tectonic activity but with a rhythm, a pulse, a beat like a heart buried beneath the crust. What is it? The scientists have theories. A massive geological anomaly? Perhaps? A new form of abyssal life that's never been seen before? Maybe. Or could it be something older? A relic from Earth's earliest, most alien past, surviving in isolation for hundreds of millions of years? No one knows. What we do know is this. The seafloor is shifting, cracking. Vents are opening in places once thought stable. The water temperature in some regions is rising by fractions of a degree. Small changes, yes, but enough to matter when you're dealing with ecosystems so delicately balanced. And in those places, life stirs. Strange life. New species are being cataloged at an unprecedented rate. Some resemble nothing we've seen before, not even close. Their DNA doesn't match anything in existing databases. Some appear to possess features that suggest awareness, hunting patterns, territorial behavior. One even appeared to follow a remote-operated vehicle for 3 hours, staying just outside the reach of the lights, never getting too close, watching. And still, the sea remains silent. No roar, no flash, no great cinematic reveal. Just the slow churn of sediment, the constant hum of sonar, and the creeping sense that we are being observed as much as we are observing. It's a paradox. The deeper we go, the more we realize how little we know, not just about the ocean, but about ourselves. We assumed the deep was lifeless, inert. We were wrong. We believed the ocean floor was stable. We were wrong. We thought we had mapped the planet. We were wrong. Maybe we were never meant to find what's down there. But now that we have, the only way forward is to keep exploring. Carefully, thoughtfully, and with a deep respect for the forces at play. Because while we might be the first to look into the darkness, something else has been watching far longer. We must ask ourselves, do we have the courage to continue? Knowing that what we find may change everything, not just science, not just biology, but what it means to be human, what it means to live on Earth, what it means to share this planet with things we do not understand. The deep sea doesn't give up its secrets easily. It waits, patient, timeless, ancient, but it is speaking through pulses in the ocean floor, through ecosystems born in fire and pressure, through the strange migrations of things we cannot name. And we are finally beginning to listen. In the end, this isn't just a story about the ocean. It's a story about exploration, about humility, and about awe. It's about facing the unknown, not with fear, but with wonder, not with conquest, but with curiosity, because the greatest discoveries often lie just beyond the places we fear to go. So the next time you look out at the ocean, remember, beneath those waves lies a world so vast, so alien, and so mysterious that we've only scratched the surface. Thank you for watching. And remember, something massive is moving down there. Stay curious.